Hello everybody, this is Dan. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down our symbolic pregame entrance ramp. For tryouts, we do a symbolic version of the pregame entrance, including actually coming down the ramp. And for us, that sounds like Jackson or Josh, the snare squad leaders, tapping 180 on their sticks. And as they do that, we're bouncing subtly on our heels. Don't pound into the earth, anything like that. It's just really subtle. And then we'll hear tap, tap, tap up as we're bouncing. Just tap, tap, tap up. And then we do 4 duts, which is a dut is basically just 4 counts. And that looks like 1 dut, dut, 2 dut, dut, 3 dut, dut, 4 dut, dut. And then we do our ramp conversion. The brass does a completely different ramp conversion way later in ramp. But this is our version of it. And it looks like this. O, H, I, O. And then we go into the ramp cadences. I'm just going to break down every part of the ramp conversion so there's absolutely no confusion on that. But basically, for every letter of Ohio, you're going to have 2 counts. So O, H, I, O. And on each of those counts, so on O, you bring the instruments down to the side. And then on H, you bring them parallel to the ground. And you look in simultaneously. So that wasn't just me looking at the camera for effect or anything. That's actually what we do. We look into the center of the field on H, and then on I and O, we twirl the mallets like that. And that is inward instead of outward. I almost couldn't do that there for a second, but it's inward, and then we point right back out front. So just to do that again a little quicker, that is O, now it's down to the sides, H, look in, I, O. And then at full tempo, O, H, I, O, into the ramp cadences. Now for up to 17 cadences and maybe beyond, honestly, during some summer sessions, you'll just be playing the ramp cadences, and you're gonna want to obviously strive for the exact same things that we've been teaching you all summer. A nice leg lift, a good toe point, anything like that. I'm a little injured right now, so I can't get that good of a toe point. But regardless, just focus on all of your marching, and the cadence is very simple for ramp, so I don't think you need to worry too much about the music. But you're going to be waiting for a whistle from one of the Kelro squad leaders, and then you'll hear everybody say whistle, and that means that's the last cadence. After the whistle cadence is over, you're going to play 1, 2, end, 4, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to be marking time through the first bar of that, and then you're placing on count 1 of the 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to lift again on count 4 so you can get into Buckeye Battle Cry. That's going to look a little something like this. Up, 1, and 4, 1, 2, 3, up. For the intro of Buckeye Battle Cry, you're going to be doing a regular mark time and playing through that, and then you also have the conversion into the slow step, but I'll show you that here before I get to explaining anything. Just like this. Up, da, 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 da. And now, just breaking down those counts. On that last 3rd count, you're going to be swiping down with the left on the drum head, and that's breaking the all perpendicular strikes with the J-stroke rule. but swiping down on the drum head. Simultaneously, the right is coming down with it, but not hitting the drum head at all, just coming down at your side. So that's 3. Then on count 4, you're doing twirls. I recommend doing 2 down here, and then on the third one, coming up. And on count 1, you pop up the drum, and you get it into this position where you hold it, kind of on your chest, kind of a little bit on your shoulders. Feel free to also kind of like lean back with just the shoulders. It's kind of weird to explain until you get a drum on and just feel what is comfortable for you. But regardless, that's swipe down on 3, twirls on 4, pop the drum on 1. Some people recommend getting the mallet kind of inside the rim and having both of these parts on the inside so it can help you hold it up. I can never really seem to get that to happen. So what I do is I just kind of release my mallets from my hands, put them to the side like that, and just kind of mush the head in. That works perfectly fine for me. It depends on what is comfortable and what works for you. So now you're in the slow step and you're not playing, so ideally you're going to be singing the verse to the tune of the band, and I'm going to put the lyrics to this in the description of the video just so you can find it. And then also, once you listen to it with the rest of the band, you can find the tune that you have to sing at. But regardless, you're here, you got the drum up with you, and you're doing a very dramatic halftime mark time. And that looks like pretty much the perfectly ideal chair step, you know, having that flat to the ground and toes pointed down. I don't think I really need to talk about that anymore. Our conversion back into the normal 180, because if that was 90 right there, you're going back to 180 at the end of it. But our conversion there in the lyrics happens on Buckeye, Battle, Cry, and that looks like this. Ohio field will hear again, or Buckeye, Battle, Cry. And then you go on playing, and you take that step forward, and then you're in 180 mode. In a tryout situation, during an on the line, we're going to be giving you a drill that you don't know beforehand as you pop up the drum. So we're going to be here, and then you're doing your slow step. We're going to be saying drill to you, and then you're going to do the conversion. And then once you get into the 180, that's when you start your drill, right there. During a block band, you're just going to do all of Buckeye, Battle, Cry down the field after the conversion. There's one last thing at the end of ramp that is really simple, ties the entire thing together, and is actually going to give you a serious point reduction if you do not do it during a tryout situation, and that is the step forward about face. So in an on the line situation, you're just going to have them up here, the mallet's up here, halt, kick, up, halt, kick, down, rest, 1, 2, 3. And then at the end of a block band ramp, when we're actually playing and everything, you're going to have the halt, kick, down, rest, 1, 2, 3, just because you're playing, and that's the only difference there. But this that step forward about face at the end is extremely important. You need to nail it. I've now told you all the parts to ramp, kind of broken them down. Now all you need to do is watch the sample footage that I gave at the beginning and just kind of piece all of that together for yourself. But I've given you all the information for ramp that you need. Ramp is very important. You're going to find it both in an on-the-line situation and a block band situation, and it's going to not only condition you for everything that we need to do in the band, but it's also going to be accounting for a lot of your points during a tryout. So please get this down and send videos of you performing this in the Google Classroom, and I'll be sure to help you out wherever it is due. And also, this is a pretty complicated thing. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me before trying to struggle through anything. I am glad to help. I almost forgot. Thanks, and go Bucks.